Alright, you guys, I never thought I'd be back here saying this, but welcome to another matted dog makeover. Today we are grooming this cute little Cavapoo who is here matted, unfortunately, but fortunately for her, she is with a groomer who is not lazy. So we are going to get started tackling these mats and trying to leave as cute of a finished look as we can. For dogs who have mats of this condition, I like to first start out by putting them straight in the bathtub so I can see what exactly I'm working with. I start by giving the dog a good rinse, and as you can see, some spots are worse than others. Up here in the neck will be the cast style area, which is much tighter and will come off in one piece. I like to start out by using Hydra's Detox shampoo. This will help give a good scrub to the dog, get the skin and the coat nice and clean because I do not like to use my blades on a dirty coat. Next, we will take the conditioner before conditioning the body and put it on the one ear that is matted, which will help loosen it up since the skin on the ears is way more sensitive and more delicate and more prone when they're matted to getting cut or face the risk of hematomas, which we don't want. After we shampoo and condition, we go ahead, give her a nice little rinse. Then we go in the drying room, tell her how good of a girl she was. Then I like to take my Chris Christensen diffuser and start working my way through these mats to see exactly what I'm working with. So as you can see up here in the areas with the cast style matting, it's much tighter to the skin. And one of my biggest pet peeves is when it's so close to areas like the neck, on the legs. It makes this so much harder to remove, and also you can just give the dog such an unpleasant experience having to constantly pull and tug on those areas. Up here in the cast area, as we maneuver the clippers through, we'll also have to go ahead, pull the skin to the side, and sometimes that can be uncomfortable for the dogs, and you'll see that as long as you stay tuned. I like to tell my kids to sit down and get them nice and comfortable when they're matted so we can get started working our way through the knots. I start out with my number 5 blade on my Andis Gabriel Edition clipper, and I'm going to go ahead and start breaking through these mats to see how long or if I need to go a little bit shorter. Thankfully, the number 5 blade is going through, and for me, when I have a dog who's matted, I really do not like to go super close unless it's necessary. While I do understand that matting is an issue, I also do feel like if I'm going to charge a customer $100 and some odd to shave this coat down, I still have a level of responsibility to leaving the dog looking some sort of cute. Now that we've got her back all cleared out and you've seen an example of what the mats look like once removed, we are going to go ahead and start working through the underbelly, which is also unfortunately in a cast style mat. It'll take just a little bit longer to peel off. And again, when your groomer says they need to shave your dog down, it is not because they're lazy or they just don't want to brush the dog. As you can see, these knots are attached to this dog's stomach and her neck. Up in the stomach area, dogs have very delicate skin. They have nipples, they have penises. They have all of the parts that can get injured, just like if we shave ourselves the wrong way. So you should want the same safe precautions to happen for your dog. Now, when I go ahead and start shaving up in the areas like the neck when I'm facing cast style matting, I like to take the dog off the grooming loop as long as they don't look like a risk for being someone who will jump off the table. That way I'm able to maneuver and navigate through the knots and also try to create a comfortable experience for the dog. With these type of mats, it is unfortunately connected so tightly around her neck, up under the ear and a little bit up into the face. So it's so important to take your time when removing these, and this is what it looks like. So again, when your groomer says, no, I can't brush this out, they're not being lazy, they're looking out for your pet. Now, pet parents, usually when we get to this part like this, I understand why mats happen. Because you may be trying to comb and brush your dog and they act like this and you stop. But it is so important not to let them win. You can't hold them down or be mean or hit them or anything like that. But say you're trying to brush a leg, just like how I'm trying to do her nails here. If they act like that, it's important to still be firm, say no. But when you let that leg go, they think they've won. And a lot of times outside of the overly washing and air drying your dog, this is how mats happen as well. Because your dog gives you a hard time, you stop, you let them win. But unfortunately, if you just keep giving up, they won't learn. Now, as you can see here, I let her have her little fits. I told her to stop, relax. And as you can see, she still thinks she's gonna try it, and that's fine. She thinks she can go off the table. I don't know where she thinks she's going, but it's important to let them know, hey, you're the one in control. And it's so important to keep that in mind when you get these dogs with these thick coats like doodles, poodles, poodle mixes, doodle mixes, oodle mixes, all of them. You want to make sure that you're consistent with your combing, your brushing, not letting them air dry, and not letting them win fights if they don't like to be combed and brushed. Now this part right here is my favorite part of the groom. After we've done all the little arguing and her trying to get away, now we get to focus on the face area. We look each other in the eye. We talk nice and soft to one another. And again, I'm just trying to make her look as cute as possible. Is this going to be my favorite groom? Absolutely not. But for the price that I charged a pet parent, I still want them to walk out with a dog that looks presentable. And I'm a firm believer that what you put out is what you get back. And if I go out here and strip every matted dog down, I feel like some way, somehow, everyone and their mother is going to find out I do it and start sending their matted dogs to me. And I don't want that. But overall, we had such a great time, and she was really a good girl just beside those few situations, and I enjoyed her.